Too close. I told you those lenses are too big. Your lenses, those lenses are for Kruger Park.
Yeah.
Wow. You feel the hot breath? Did you feel the hot breath?
Yeah.
Normally that's the last thing you feel.
Oh. Wow. Be careful, there's some.
Yeah. Come here.
Come. Oh. Wow.
Whoa.
He likes to do that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Now if you get the line in the lion in a straight line. Yeah. You ready? You can tell whether she's left or right-handed.
Ah.
Yeah. Watch the one at the back. What do you think about Trump? What? What about Trump? Hey. That's it. Good. Back there. The other one she hasn't noticed yet. Yeah. What about? Come here. Ah, look, the big ones. Found it. I don't think the big one will be able to climb up there. Whoosh. Hey, stop that nonsense. What's the matter with you? No. Go back. Back there. Your son can come close, but not you. I know you little monster. What'd you wedge? Hey, I'll go off you. I sprayed them yesterday, they had ticks. He's a good boy. You a good boy. Yes, you are. That one's going to climb up now. Watch. And then you'll get good photos. Come, mommy lion. Come, big mama. Yeah. Hey. Oh, too late. Too slow. No. Hey. Stop it. Here. Go over there. Grab me. That's it. One more. Do it one more. Hey, here. Come on, do it properly. Good. Yeah. You earned it. Come, big mum. Not you. Yeah. Stop it. This one's trying to get in the car. He's so excited. Wedge. Do it properly. Wedge. Good. Very good. Little cubbies. Hey? Little cubs. You bugger off there. Right. Wait. Just wait a minute. thing with these wild lions, and all these in here are all wild, eh? All of them. This whole group is wild. Here. 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 Jump up the tree. Here. Jump up the tree. Up. Good girl. Ah, you dropped it. You dropped it. Good boy, good boy. Come. Let's see if you're any good. Here. Come here. Yeah, come here. Lie down. There we go. Here we go. Here, baby. Yeah, by your foot. Yeah. Now. What do you think of President? What do you think of that Trump? Yeah. Not doing it now. It's not even watching. Yeah. What do you think about Trump? That's it. Come, move. Yeah. There you go. Watch that one go, that little cub's gonna go up the tree. See, they're doing circus tricks on their own, you see? They're doing circus tricks on their own.
Are you okay?
Yes, it's not really. Thank you.
So what animal trainer?
Which? What do you think of that Trump? That's it. One more. Hey. Yeah. That's it. Good. Very good. Good girl. Oh no. Mama. Yes. Don't have enough in here. That's why.
What's in Alex?
Huh?
What is inside?
Holy water from the Pope. I'm Catholic.
They believe.
I've got an answer for you. I have an answer for most things. They know there's meat up there, but they watch. See if that one goes up. I'm surprised they haven't gone up there because sometimes they go up there just when they're playing. There we go.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Come here, Mama. Here. Come here, don't go away. Here comes another one.
Oh, the next one.
Ah, you dropped it on the floor. This male lion, we call him Chris Brown because he beats his wives up. So we call him Chris Brown. Ah, you're too small to be looking at girls like that. You? There we go. And you know why that looks so hard? Because there's not much place to land with all the branches.
Uh-huh.
Come here, my boy. Come here, my boy. Come here, my boy. Oh, shame. See? Who said they can't do circus tricks? They do it on their own.
Impressive.
She can't get her head past that branch. Watch. She can't turn around now because she can't get her head around that branch. Look.
It's stuck here.
Oh.
Stuck in that position.
Look. Ah, we go. Now
There we go.
she got in the tree now. She's not sure how she's going to get out. Hup. And you see the little white lines underneath the eyes. Does anybody know why that's there? See the white lines under the eyes?
It reflecting the moonlight.
The moonlight. Yeah. I don't know how the scientists ask me how the
Night
scientists
vision.
know that rubbish. How do the scientists know that reflects moonlight in there?
Good question.
What if there's no moonlight? What if there's clouds? How do they know all this?
Doesn't work then.
I'm not sure that I believe half the things that people tell me about lions. I know what I've experienced.
Yeah.
That's different. Little man? You're a little man, yes you are. You didn't let me touch you today, eh? Didn't let me touch you. Yes, I know. I know. I know. Come here. Come here. No. 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 There, there's a tick, right there. And she's got one on her leg as well. I'll have to come back later. This started because they were full of ticks and I couldn't get close enough. So if I feed them, I get them close enough, then I can spray them for tick stuff. Spray you all over. Look, there you got one on you. There, see the tick fall off?
Yeah, I see.
You see it fall off?
Yeah.
This is good stuff, this.
She doesn't mind.
About you and then use it against you later.
Oh, yeah.
Let me just spread the lines out a bit. Come on a bit, madam. this lion park was started by a circus originally. What do you think about the Swiss? Huh? What do you think about what do you think about the Swiss? Do properly. Watch. Good girl. One more. Good. Again. Good. We'll pay you for that. That was cool.
Oh.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, she did well.
And what do you think about President Trump? Hey, what do you think about? Hey, that's it. Good. Good job. See, people think that lions don't know about politics. They do. What do you think about Brexit? What do you think about Brexit? Huh? Are you an English lion? Huh? Are you an English lion? Yeah, I think you're an English lion. Now this is a wild lion. This has never gone to touch a cup. This lion stayed here and grew up with their family. So this is essentially a wild lion. Which? Do it properly. Do it properly. One more. That's it. Okay? Good. And this starts off as aggression when they're small because they're not sure of you. And then basically all I've done is I've turned it round. So when I've got a film company, I've got clients in here, I can use it. Yeah, pay you for that. That was cool. But every time that you get out of the car with this, it's always dangerous. Don't ever think, he loves me, he won't eat me. Okay, because that's rubbish. That's total rubbish. They are like Zulus. If you give them this much of a chance, they take it. Which? Hey. Hang on. See if he'll do it. He's still trying to get rid of it. Look like you've got rabies. Here, Jama. Here. Which? Which? Still trying to get the grass out of his mouth. Which? Come on, Which? Not doing it today. Doesn't feel like it today. But anyway. Big girl. One more. Do properly. Good girl. Very good. How smart are you? Okay, which? That's it. So to teach animals things, you don't have to be cruel. It's not necessary. Which? Oh, you're not doing it today. You did it the other day. You did it very good the other day. Now it doesn't want to do it. No. It's finished. No. It's finished. It's finished. Finished. Now the bucket is like a credit card, and lionesses are very much like human women. When your credit card's empty, they normally walk away. See?
Yeah.
They know the door's closed, it's finished. Now, did anybody give you any history on the lion park at all? No history?
No.
Not much. Okay. The Chipperfield Circus was here in 1967. 67? No. It's just...
Peaceful. Yeah.
And Old man Chipperfield had lions for 60 years. Okay. He went to Kruger Park. He saw the lions walking down the road next to the cars, and he said, shit, that's a good idea. What if we make smaller and closer to town? And then we can turn it into a drive-through zoo. You drive through, because the one thing about zoos is people always complain of the space. Now, when he started that, he rang his brother in the UK, said, listen, what do you think about this? And his brother started one behind his back 6 months before he started one. There was one just outside Broederstroom, which was the second lion park opened, and this was actually the third lion park ever opened in the world.
Ooh.
And it was opened, there was some Jewish consortium that owned the land and put the fence up, and Chipperfields had the expertise with the animals. They sent people out to catch wild lions to bring them in for the thing, and they came back with 2 lionesses after 4 months. So what they did is they went back to Europe. They went to all the zoos and circuses and bought up all the old lions and put them in here. So it was a nice place for them to retire. They came home and retired, which was nice. I'm not a big fan of taking lions from the wild and bringing them here, because the place, the area is smaller. Okay, but if they're born in captivity, then they don't know what the big wide open spaces is. So once they're born in captivity, it's not so bad. But a lot of people ask me, is this big enough for this amount of lions? Normally, these lions don't only use half, and they use that half, they don't use this half. I don't know why today they're up here, maybe it's the flies.
And what do you have in this
Holy water from the Pope, I'm Catholic. It's it's disinfectant to keep the flies and the ticks. Gets rid of all the parasites, the flies, the fleas, the ticks, but not the taxman. When I can get rid of the taxman, I'm going to be a millionaire.
We're living at the Alpha Hotel nearby. We hear them call in the night. It's nice.
What? The taxman?
No, I think the
Oh, the lion. Yeah, there's a few people that didn't want us to move here, but now they hear the lions at night time, and I've been doing lions since I was 10 years old. My mother worked for Chipperfield Circus her whole life. And so that my sister and I could go to school, my mother stopped doing the circus and worked in the safari parks. That's how I went to school. I had no intentions of actually doing lions or any animals, to be honest. I wasn't interested. When I was at school, I was chasing girls. That was a big sport. But I ended up I wanted to go in the British Navy, and I couldn't because my father's Hungarian, so I wasn't allowed. The Iron Curtain was still up, and I just wasn't allowed in. So my mum said, well, what are you going to do? I said, just go in the army, because all my mum's brothers, they've all been in the army, SAS, they've all been in the top. So my mum said, yeah, but the problem is, if you go in the army, they're going to send you to Northern Ireland and some idiot shoots you or blows you up, and for what? So my mother said, I'm going to Austria with 5 elephants, come with me. So I went. She said, if you don't like it in 10 months time, you can go in the army. And I never made it to the army. So I've been here ever since.
That's good.
The one thing that people ask is, is an area like this big enough? I've been doing lions since I was 10 years old. We had them in the house. You know when the school has the open day and everybody brings their little rabbit and their guinea pig and their little puppy dog? My mother used to come with 2 tigers, 3 lions, chimpanzee and a billy goat. Yeah, next year we were asked not to bring our pets. Headmaster said, no, you don't bring your pets, Larenty. And the one thing I noticed about all big cats is that they don't go jogging. They never go jogging. And the reason why they need big, wide open spaces is because they need to find food. I've had some Afrikaans people in here saying, no, you're talking rubbish because I've seen lions walk 30 kilometers. Yeah, you're going to walk 30 kilometers if you're hungry. You're going to walk, you've got to go and look for it. You're not going to sit under the tree and it walks past. It doesn't happen. Well, maybe you get lucky, but normally it doesn't happen. They can cover 100 meters in 6 seconds when they're running at full speed. 100 meters in 6 seconds. So you can't run away from one of these. It's not going to happen. The other thing is their muscle fiber is 4 times stronger than a human's. So, you know, and I always wondered, all the years that when I was growing up in circus, we finished our schooling and then my mother went back to the circus. You see the wild lion? I was always wondering why the old lion trainers preferred wild lions. They didn't like the tame ones, they preferred the wild ones. And now, since I've been here, I found out why. They learn quicker. They're more food orientated. They learn something much quicker, and they're half the trouble. They are half the trouble that tame lions. Tame lions is always they don't want to work, and they're always, you know, if they're brought up in your house, they're a pain in the ass. Where usually a wild lion like that, you put the pedestal here and a pedestal there and one, and you show her maybe 4 or 5 times with the meat, and then she does it on her own, and then you can pay her. Then she'll do it every time you point your finger. Same as that. Same as that. What else can I tell you about them? The mane's testosterone run. When they get kicked out, they lose half their mane. The other thing I've seen here, in my 20th year of starting, the 2 males, when there was 2 males in this group, the one male had ginger hair and the one had black. And the black hair was the dominant one. So when his brother was here, his brother was the dominant one. But there were 6 girls in here, and the boys were fighting over the girls all the time and big holes in each other. It was getting to be a little bit of a nuisance. So what we did, we took one male out. Within 6 weeks, and I took the black mane lion out, within 6 weeks of his brother going, this guy had a black mane.
Oh. What's that?
That's
6
funny.
weeks, 2 months, got a black mane.
It's all the hormones that
No, it means that he's the boss. It's been proven, studies been done. They put a speaker on the roof, they put 3 dummies out, and they velcroed on different colours of mane and different lengths. And the girls, when they came in, they put the speaker on, and they did it again, they did that in Kenya, and they called the lionesses in because there's not so many males there, there's lots of groups of girls. The girl said, "Ooh, look how handsome that one is." And then the other one said, "Yeah, he's handsome, but look at that one, isn't he magnificent?" And they all went to the long dark hair. So long dark hair means that you are strong and you're going to make lots of babies. So who's got dark hair here?
Du bist blond.
We don't think about it when you're able to get out and walk around. When you're able to get out and walk around with them, you don't think of how much of a privilege it is that they allow you to be here. That he even calls me his friend is a big deal. You know, when his 2 sons were in here and they were busy kicking him out, they'd virtually kicked him out. I saved him once. I had clients and I got the stick and I walked over and I chased the 2 boys because one kept him busy here and the other one went all the way around the back, and what they do is they bite you in the back, in your kidneys. So your legs are gone and then you're on the floor and that's it, you're finished. They finish you off. But I saw what was happening, and I went and chased the 2 boys away. 2 days later, the boys are sitting here with all the girls. They kicked him out, and he was sitting at the top there on his own. So I went there to see how he was. He came out, he laid down on the road, and he looked directly at the boys, and he said, "Come, let's go there and fuck them up." That's what he. But it was that he asked me to go with him. He didn't want to go on his own. He knows he can't do it on his own, but he knew the boys are scared of him. That he asked me was a huge privilege. I still wouldn't sit on the floor. As much as he loves me, I still wouldn't sit on the floor with him. It's just not one of the things. What else can I tell you about him? Usually when you see a lion going up a tree, you see lions sitting in the tree sometimes. Usually the reason for that is to get away from the flies. Apparently the flies only go so high. They don't go right the way of the tree. So usually when you see lions going up the tree, that was a study also done in Kenya. See the spots on that lioness's leg?
Yes.
See the spots?
Yes.
Yeah. All the local guides will tell you that those spots disappear when they're 4 years old. It doesn't. Look, that one's 17. It depends on the animal. You remember being at school? You turned round and looked. Not everybody has got blue eyes and blonde hair. Not everybody. We're all different.
Guys do a lot of this licking each other.
It's the one thing about lions is they are the only social cat in the world.
Yeah, sure.
Every other cat lives on his own. And the average group of lions is the same as the average Zulu family. There's one male with 4 or 5 females. No, look, nobody's done the study yet. Maybe, just maybe, that it's easier to make a living as a group than it is to make a living on your own. Maybe the land is so hard to make a living, and that's the reason why. Right, we're just going to swap vehicles because they need this one now, and we've got that one. Probably better for you anyway, with the cameras. I just can't put the lion on the side with the glass.
Yeah.
250 kilos. What?
Jetzt ist es vom Monster, die Haarfarbe. Männchen haben schwarz und dunkel. Also je nachdem. Es gibt auch welche, die von der Natur aus blond sind. Aber es ist wohl so, wenn einer seinen dominanten Status
Right, let's go and swap vehicles and then we'll carry on. We'll go to the other group of lions.
ja,